Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the NAVE News Update. It's Friday, December 18th. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Law enforcement working on tribal lands in Oklahoma will carry a drug that counteracts opioid and heroin overdoses in a pilot program aimed at reducing narcotic-related deaths among Native Americans. From as early as next year, Oklahoma's Bureau of Indian Affairs law enforcement officers will be equipped with an atomized version of naloxone. According to the Center of Disease Control, rates of opioid overdose in Native American communities have increased fourfold from 2009. The naloxone, paid for by IHS, will be dispensed through 91 IHS federal pharmacies. Initially, the program will be offered in Oklahoma and eventually go nationwide. Native American Bank has been designated as the Department of the Interior's performance lender by the Office of Indian Energy and Economic Development Division of Capital Investments. This designation, the highest of the department's approves, makes the Native American Bank one of 3 lenders in the United States to earn this classification in the Loan Guarantee, Insurance, and Interest Subsidy Program. The Native American Bank Corporation was formed in 1998 by shareholders from 20 tribal nations and Alaska Native corporations to create a national bank to serve Native people, communities, government, and enterprises across the country. In 2001, Native American Bank began operating as wholly owned subsidiary of the Native American Bank Corporation. A Wausau area film production company is shining a spotlight on the need of American Indian children to be connected to their culture. Ruzinski and Reitz Communication recently released its video titled Missing Threads, the story of the Wisconsin Indian Child Welfare Act. The hour-long documentary represents nearly 3 years of work and explores the connection between family, tribal culture, and children, and the consequences of severing those ties.
Children are the threads connecting our culture's past to its future. When a thread is missing, the fabric of our culture is in jeopardy. Yet at one point in our country's history, more than 1 in 4 Native American children were removed from their families and placed in non-Indian homes.
Children were being separated, literally pulled from their communities to the point in which it was considered genocide, and that it really was the deprivation of a race.
According to the film, at one time, 1 in 4 American Indian children were removed from their homes and placed with white families. The practice occurred well in the 20th century, spurring the passage of a 1978 federal law called the Indian Child Welfare Act, requiring state, county, and private agencies to follow specific processes when removing Indian children from their homes. Those processes sought to ensure that government and private agencies would make an effort to place children in Indian families. For more information, you can check out Missing Threads, wicwa.blogspot.com. Winona LaDuke, a Native American activist who has led battles to save her people's local wild rice as she fights for tribal land claims, was one of 600 representatives of Native communities around the world recently gathered in Shillong, northeastern India, for Indigenous Terra Madre, an event that helps forge a global network of Indigenous peoples, activists, and their supporters. The focus at Indigenous Terra Madre was on environmental, biodiversity, food sovereignty, and other sustainability issues linked to these communities' ways of life, many of which are increasingly under threat. Members of 140 tribes from 58 countries on 5 continents attended the 5-day event in November. Open meetings were arranged by themes including learning about food systems from matriarchal societies, building bridges between the private sector and Indigenous communities, oral history, pastoralists and their challenges, and the future of food. The American Indian Alaska Native Tourism Association has designed a new website to help consumers, travel agents discover Indian country. The site is the first such comprehensive project of its kind in the U.S., offering each of more than 500 federally and state-recognized tribes online space for showcasing their businesses and tourism offerings. Users can search by region, experiences and destinations, and access destination information as well as tools for planning trips. For more information, check out nativeamerica.travel. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.